Hello everyone and welcome to a new video, and today we are looking at a company called Pixel Heart. Pixel Heart is a company that puts out limited printed games for the Switch, PS4, and even some Dreamcast games as well. So excited to take a look at some of their catalogs, so let's get into it. Alright, so first off, we're going to start with the Mech Collection by Astroport. I believe one of the games on this collection was was on the Dreamcast, I believe. I believe it was ARMS 7, but I'm not really sure. You guys let me know in the comments. But anyways, this game you play as a mech, and the game does not hold your hand, not that it needs to, because the action is fast and fierce. It comes right at you. The game scrolls really fast, lots of stuff going on the screen. And it seems like the power-ups, you want to get them as fast as possible because you're going to need them, because there's going to be, I won't say this is a bullet hell, but the bullets come fast and you want to be prepared just in case you can't dodge them all the way by getting stuff like a shield and upgraded weapons. One of my favorite things about this game is an attack you have, a charge attack you get. It actually builds up, and when you use it, it actually reloads but slowly, so you can't just overuse it, but it's awesome to use when you want to kind of clear the screen up and everything. So it's kind of like maybe like a bomb attack, but it just feels like you have more control over it. So definitely something really cool. But out of all three games on this collection, I would say this one is my favorite, just because of the arcade action. You know, just fast-paced, never lets up. Like I said, guys, this should be the first one you play out of the collection. So let me know what you think about this one in the comments. Next up, we have Statasius. I hope I pronounced that right, but who knows. This one is fast-paced action, lots of weapon upgrades. You choose between, I think, around maybe 3 sub-weapons in the beginning of the game. Well, you get your main weapon, your primary weapon, secondary weapon, and then large weapon. So yeah, and you pretty much have a wide arsenal of attacks you can use against your enemies. This game I like, but I hate the fact that you could crash into a lot of stuff. It's not only your enemies could kill you, but the terrain could kill you as well. You know, so be careful with trying to, like, I was saying, going through obstacles, because you can actually crash into stuff. And if you try to go all the way to the ground to hide from your enemies, you'll crash into the ground. So just be very careful of that. But the game is really fun. One thing probably one of the only things I don't like about it, well, the second thing I don't like about this one is that one-hit kill, and you have to start at your checkpoint, so that's pretty annoying. But the checkpoint doesn't start you too far away. But I didn't get that far because I was kind of having trouble with the first level. But still, this is a game you got to get good at. They give you everything you need from the beginning of the game, so all you have to do is utilize it and do your best. So anyway, Statasius, another game on the collection. Check this one out. Let me know what you think about this one in the comments. Next up, we have Wolf Flame. This is the only vertical shooter on this collection, and from what I heard, this is a bonus game. This collection was also available for the Wii U, but this game wasn't included in that version, so happy to have the Switch version just for the extra as well. So, as you can see, the gameplay is pretty fast and fluid, but also what I like about this game is that as you stray from each side, enemies will only attack you like when you're on one side, kind of. So say the enemies are kind of like there's a bunch of bullets going on one side and you're getting overwhelmed. You go to the other side and you get like kind of a little bit of relief and everything, because the enemies will stop attacking on that side. So pretty cool game. Definitely check this one out. Well, obviously if you get this collection, you'll be checking this one out. Just want to throw this in there though. This game does have that checkpoint system. So if you get killed, you will have to start at a checkpoint because there's one-hit deaths in this game. So got to get good at it, or you'll be seeing the checkpoint screen a lot. Next up, we have Super Trench Attack. This is a weird one to talk about. So, this game is cool because you start off as a cadet, and pretty much you go on missions for your company, going against the enemy, and you have weapons that you can level up, and you get XP by like defeating your enemies and stuff like that. But what really makes the game shine is actually the humor it has. It has some pretty funny dialogue, and the transition screens are hilarious as well. I feel like the game was kind of like just meant to be like something like a kind of like an experiment in a way. I'm not really sure, but there is fun to be had here, but you'll just have to dig for it. It took a while for me to get used to the aiming system with this game, as you have to like aim with your right analog, and then you shoot with the well, what is it on the Switch? It's not the R1, because I'm using always the R1. It's what you would call the ZR switch, and that's how you shoot your enemies and do your attacks. So you switch between weapons. You get better weapons as well, but the best weapon I was using right now was the rifle. And you have teammates on your missions that help you. They have their own power bar, and they actually do a good job fighting off the enemies. But just make sure before you fight enemies in this game that you get used to the controls, because if not, and you will get shot up pretty quick. And you want to make sure you get used to the controls as soon as possible, because if not, the game could feel a little bit awkward at times, but that's okay. It is a learning experience. What really makes this game shine is actually the humor. It's not going to be the gameplay or the music or anything like that. It's the funniness of the dialogue and just the kind of transitions of the game. So you can see the humor that the developers were going with the game. I'm not saying the game is bad or anything like that. It's just what you would call maybe a little simplistic when it comes to like gameplay. But the game is fun, it's interesting, and also when you go on your missions, after you complete a mission, you go and rest and kind of get your stamina back up. Or maybe it wasn't your stamina, maybe that's just how you complete the mission, I can't remember. But anyways, you do go back to your hut and go to sleep, well, your tent, and go to sleep and start the day over and go on a new mission. So that's all I have to really say about Super Trench Attack. It takes a little bit to get into, kind of. I mean, if you're expecting something big, you know, it really rewards you by the humor. Does it deserve to have a physical release? I thought about it, and I said, yeah, I think it does. It's actually a pretty cool game, so I'm actually having fun with it. Like I said, I got to get a little bit further before I think things will get more interesting. But obviously, that's with a lot of games. So anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments. And next up, we have Finding Teddy Part 2. Now, I never played the first one, so I don't know if it's a continual story into the second game. But what I like about this one so far is that it is very nostalgic when it comes to Zelda 2, The Adventures of Link, which is actually my favorite Zelda game. But anyways, going into this game, you play as a young girl who's playing some games in her bedroom, and all of a sudden the power goes out, and she decides to go and see what's going on. But what's funny is that she grabs a sword and a shield before she goes down to her basement to check things out. You end up following who I guess is your Teddy into another dimension, and you fall into another world. Now, I haven't played the first one, so I don't know if it's a world you've already been to, but the game starts off pretty fast, and basically it kind of expects you to know the controls right off the bat. So you pretty much have your sword and shield. You could run, you could jump up and do your attacks, kind of like jump up attack, like that attack in Zelda 2, where you could jump and stab up. You could stab down, kind of like in DuckTales and Zelda 2 as well. The first area you go to in the game, I really like the background, how it looks. You know, it shows like these castle and these crazy looking mountains in the background that they just look really eerie. The game kind of reminds me, at least in the beginning, of Momodora. If you guys have played that game, really feels a bit familiar. I love the graphical style of this game. It just really brings that nostalgia, you know, back in play. As I've gotten further in this game, you get to a library area, and that's kind of the area where it's like your hub, I would say, where you go into like different parts of the game. Like there's the gardens, there's a forest, and also in this game you get these books that you could enter, and basically once inside, you're like in a whole other world pretty much. So it seems like there's a lot going on in this game, which is a good thing, because this is what you would consider a Metroidvania. I know a lot of people get tired of that, you know, like people calling games that, but there's no other way to describe this game besides that, or just an adventure game. So if you're familiar with games like Legend of Zelda 2 and you like stuff like that, this game will be right up your alley. It seems like a really adventurous, lots of cool treasures to find, and it really has this really I don't know how to say it. It seems like it's a kid's game, but it's not. It seems like there's something like sinister going on, but we don't know what it is. So I don't know how dark this game gets. Obviously, I'm still playing it now, but I think this is my favorite out of the games I've shown you so far. So I'll talk about this game in the future as well, but I'm going to go ahead and end the video here because I didn't want it to drag on this long. Let me know what you guys think about all these games. If you play some of these games, what do I have to look forward to? And I will see you guys in the next video. So, Radical Reggie, and I will see you guys later.